Let me start by saying that the Shining movie is legendary for multiple reasons. The Overlook is haunting. Jack Nicholson, legendary. Shelley Duvall, legendary. I mean, even Danny Lloyd with the certain, I don't know, sense about him is legendary. All right. It's the ending with the hedge maze is great, but there's one thing that I would have to agree with it. Many people are like, yeah, that's what Kubrick missed. There's the TV series, 1997. Jack Torrance, Steven Weber, and his family, Rebecca De Mornay and Cortland Mead, move to the sprawling, vacant Overlook Hotel to get away from it all, away from the alcoholism that derails Jack's writing career, away from the violent outbursts that marred Jack's past. But Jack's young son Danny knows better. He possesses a psychic gift called the Shining, a gift the hotel's vile spirits desperately want. In the hands of Stephen King, the dead Overlook comes horrifyingly alive. Phantoms lurk. The message, red rum, you can figure it out, appears with scary frequency, and even Garden Topiary lurches into a macabre existence in this atmospheric shocker, scripted by King from his own novel and directed by Ace King screen adapter Mick Garris. Sleepwalkers, The Stand. I don't know. I mean, again, the Nostalgia Critic reviewed this. I actually do have a lot to think. We're pointing out certain adaptations that I wouldn't really think of. So with this one, I don't know. I'm judging it based on its own merit. Let's get this right. It's 4.5 hours long. This is incredibly long. The movie is 2 hours, 2 hours 50 minutes, something like that. So this one's got a lot of shoes to fill, but I guess you could say I have my own shoes. I guess you could say. The big thing that separates this is the movie Jack Torrance, is already has descended into madness. He's saying, and I remember him saying, "Nope, I have already descended into starting to lose sanity. I need to get away from it all." Here, he is dealing with the not wanting to drink. So what we get is a great examination of one, how alcohol was dealing with his life. Getting drunk. Abusing, making him act rowdy and rough and things like that. Like pushing, I guess, and verbally castrating and stuff like that. But he's been trying to control it. Although he did slip up one time when the kid slashed his tires because he had to cut a kid from a team or something like that, debate team, which, yeah. So we get that. We even get to see him in Alcoholics Anonymous. We get to see him really, really try to maintain his sanity. Weber does a fantastic job dealing with everything here. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, this is also Stephen King dealing with his own struggles that got adapted brilliantly. And as a recovering addict myself, I am very happy that they portray this seriously. That the battles that happen, and even in the beginning when the manager they call he himself is called a bastard, is like, well, I was completely against the idea of a person who's been sober less than a year able to maintain the boiler, because that's what they're there, because Torrance is there to maintain it, like mow the lawns, clean the windows, scrape the snow off the topiary, reduce the pressure from the boiler every night. I'm like, okay, yes, this is what I want. I want to see this one thing be expanded on, and it works really dang well. But I don't know, just that is what I like. I also like the hotel is not bad, but it's got more shelves. But compared to the shack, it feels doesn't feel like it's secluded enough. I mean, it still looks bright. Like it's not like dingy or dark or anything like that. It feels more light. I mean, it's like it feels even in the winter. We don't get enough dark wintry shots. I think that's like you could have faked something. You could have had a storyboard artist come in and say, "Hey, this is how it should look in the dark time." Instead, everything's well lit. Like, why is it well lit? Shouldn't it be dim? You know, more brown hues. I'm just looking at them like, this is just stupid. It doesn't look like any bad things would happen here. I don't know. I mean, they get the where all the parties and everything are happening. And yeah, I love how that was captured, and even Stephen King making a cameo himself as the conductor in the last episode. That was cool. I liked the bar. It felt like everything was where it was dancing enough. I don't know. It just felt too light, I guess. I don't know. It's like in the first episode, he does try to really be a caring family man. The second episode, is like in the beginning, he's even going to AA meetings, and he slowly starts to descend. By the third one, he goes absolutely crazy. He's descended into the madness, which I like. But as I'm just watching, I'm like, you could, like, we even get some good dialogue in the second episode as they're dealing with Danny's, they call him Doctor for whatever reason. His shining power, which here is explained by Mario Van Peebles. And, in the beginning, like, it's like that I liked. I liked when it focused on the family dynamics. Just, I don't know. Because in the beginning, we had a lot of dialogue about, like, the history of the hotel and also and then Peebles and Danny sitting outside discussing. I'm like, it goes on for too long in the topiary and everything else. And I'm just like, what? And supposedly that these animals, these topiary animals, are dangerous. We get to see a little bit of confusion as Jack is out there as they're hopping around, and we get frenetic, like zooming type of this camera angle. It's okay, but they move around a little bit in the end. We're kind of promised moving animals made out of grass, but we don't get that. I don't know. It just feels like it was just let down on a lot of things. And also, whereas in the original, when Torrance has an axe, you can feel the danger there. Here he has a cricket croquet, which is something out of Tom and Jerry. For some reason, they go into the cricket, like getting the ball through little loops and everything, and it's just like, it just looks cartoonish. I don't know. I mean, it's like, because I'm watching, I'm just thinking, this works well, but he should have something a little bit more dangerous, I mean, an axe for Pete's sakes, a freaking sword. I don't know. It just felt like they could have just had something else, a freaking chainsaw, a saw. I don't know. I mean, and then eventually those two are rescued as Mario Van Peebles takes them out and rescues them. I'm like, okay, I can accept that. I like the ending enough. But the reason why the Overlook is haunted is because it was placed atop a Native American burial ground. You can infer from there. And it's also, I guess you could call it a portal to hell, because that's what goes on with some of the Stephen King novels and things like that. It just, I don't know. So I don't know. I just feel really conflicted about this one because it's, to summarize, it's very long, but they portray his descent into madness while dealing with the alcohol. Um, like I said, Weber does a good job. Rebecca does a good job, but I also don't like the kid's haircut. I mean, who names a kid Cortland? That's dumb. He looks like he has a Mo Howard haircut that's also got a mullet at the end. It's so weird. So I don't know. The kid feels like the act again. Nothing against any of the actors or actresses. He just felt like too old to portray the part. He should. That's what I got. So I don't know. Ultimately, if you want to see a different interpretation of The Shining, then watch the TV series. Yes, I'll be watching the movie too. So when the time comes, we'll see what happens.